Okay, guys, good morning. I am jumping in really fast. I wanted to do a quick training on how to have a converting media kit and the elements that you actually need in order to do that. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that I am live and broadcasting where I need to be. And then we are going to really dive right in. I'm going to give you some specific elements that you need to have so that you can have a media kit that represents you as either an influencer, a blogger, whatever it might be, when you are reaching out to brands in particular. But it will also work if you're looking to pitch to work do a TV segment, or also to be part of something where you are reaching out to do an article or anything of that nature. Looking to see if I am live on Facebook, because I am live on YouTube. Oh, looks like people are coming through, so I must be live on Facebook as well. Okay, perfect. I'm not finding it though, so where is it? Isn't it fun when you have to refresh like this and you just keep moving along here? Okay, I am not seeing it. So I am live somewhere, but I don't necessarily know where it is. All right, that's all right. So we're going to talk about the elements that you need for a converting media kit. So the biggest thing that we're going to start off with is I am very strategic in everything that I do. If you've taken my Pitch Perfect challenge, which is a free challenge that actually walks you through how to reach out to brands from finding the email list to pitching them, you know that I am very strategic in everything that I do. So we're going to walk you through the media kit starting from top to bottom to be able to go through everything. So when you are doing a media kit, you need to start off, you want to have a very clear branded header. So up at the top of your media kit, right at the, now I should start by saying is that you should have a separate PDF for your media kit. So it should be a one-page PDF that someone can print out. And if they're working a PR agency, which if you're pitching a brand, they're likely that's who you're reaching out to, they'll be able to print it out and hand it out to whoever is sitting around their table. Now, when you are doing this, oh, perfect. I'm seeing people are telling me that they see me, which is perfect because I wasn't finding myself. I don't know why. That's okay. All right, so you're gonna have that branded header up at the top. You want it to be something that you either use on your site or use across social media. So you're gonna have your logo, something that people can recognize right off the bat when they see it. And you're gonna have that right up at the top so that they can find it easily. From there, you wanna make sure that you have a headshot, and you wanna have a recent headshot. As someone that just came from a conference, so I just came back from Salt Lake City this past weekend from Everything Food Conference, which was an amazing conference, and if you have a chance to go to it next year, I highly recommend it. Cami did an excellent job and just really made sure that she brought brands together with bloggers and brought some amazing speakers to just continue to teach and educate on what it is that we do as a business. So when it comes to a headshot, you want something that's going to be recent because you want people to be able to recognize you with your headshot. Your headshot should also be the same across social media. So on Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram, everything should be the same exact headshot because you want people to be able to recognize you. So I decided to chop my hair off before I left to go to the conference. And I actually had multiple people say to me, "Oh my God, I didn't even recognize you. Your hair is so short." So that can be an issue if you don't have a headshot that they recognize with your social media. Yes, you're sending just a media kit. You're not necessarily meeting them in person, but you want it to be the same headshot that you have that's over on, like I said, your Facebook profile, your Twitter, your Instagram, wherever it might be. Okay? So you want to make sure that you have that there. All right, now you also want to have a brief introduction of the business as well as the owner. So this is where your elevator pitch is going to come into play. Now, if you've gone through my Pitch Perfect challenge, you know that your elevator pitch should be very specific. It should tell your audience what it is that you do and who you do it for. So for the Melrose family, I create quick and easy recipes and projects for busy parents. And then over at jennymelrose.com, which is who I am, which I didn't introduce myself because I got distracted by not being able to find myself on my Facebook page. Jenny Melrose, over at jennymelrose.com, we teach influencers and entrepreneurs how to monetize and grow their sites. So it's telling you what I do and who it is for. And in that, you should also have that's going to be part of your elevator pitch. Now, when you reach out to a brand, your media kit should be specific to the brand. So that if you are a food blogger and you primarily do healthy food and you are a registered dietitian, that is specific. It should be in your media kit that you are a registered dietitian with however many years experience, whatever it is that you have done that makes you different from all the other healthy food bloggers that are reaching out to them. You want to make sure that you set yourself apart and you're going to play to your strengths. So by being a registered dietitian obviously sets you apart. Now, I am not a registered dietitian. I am a former teacher. So when I am doing my pitch, I normally bring in the fact that I was a teacher. I will also bring in the fact that I am a mother of 2 young girls, because that is important. Your the brand that you're reaching out to, or whoever it is that you're reaching out to, you want to make sure that they understand all that you bring to the table. And my audience is obviously moms, but it's primarily moms because I am also a mother and that's who I relate to. So it's easier to be able to have those commonalities when you are talking to a brand, when you're that specific. Now, I also recommend that when you do your media kit, you should have examples of your photography or previous work. So if you are a food blogger, you should have those gorgeous food photography pictures. If you are not a food photographer, and let's say, for example, you are a parenting blogger and you have a tendency not necessarily to use your own images, maybe you use images from Canva or wherever it might be, those images would still represent you and they should be on your media kit. You would use those because, let's say, for example, for Pinterest, you put a title over those images that you can find on Canva so that it stands out. You would let the brand then see those images so they can know what to expect. So even if it's a parenting brand that you're reaching out to, you want to be able to show them what you can bring to the table as far as your images, because let's be honest, when you're an influencer, it's all about your images or your video. So now obviously you can't bring video onto your media kit, but your images will still show them exactly what it is that you're going to be able to provide, because they are looking to get a post from you, obviously. So make sure that you have those images on there. You're obviously looking to make sure that if you are a lifestyle blogger and you're reaching out to a lifestyle brand, that you show lifestyle pictures. You don't want it just to be all food pictures if you're reaching out to a vacuum company. You want it to be relatable. So if you have cleaning tips, maybe you would have a branded image of a cleaning tip that's on your media kit when you're reaching out to that specific audience. You always want to take into consideration the brand and who it is that you're reaching out to when you create your media kit. Okay. Another element of your media kit is going to be your demographics and your reach. So now I actually had this conversation with someone in my membership site this morning. She was talking about how she feels like her social media following is relatively small. Her site's only been up for about 2 months or so, let's say. And should she have her social media numbers there? You don't necessarily want to hide them, but if you can speak to your demographics, that works as well. You absolutely need to speak to your demographics, and then social media can be put on there as well. But I feel that demographics is more important because it talks to what is your audience? Who is your audience? What percentage is what age group? Are they between 25 to 44? Where did they fall? So you want to be able to speak intelligently to that, and it should be on your media kit. So it makes it nice and simple. So you're going to put what percentage is male and female, what percentage falls between what age group, and you're also going to make sure that you have on there what area of the country or the world you primarily draw your audience, where this can play as a benefit. Obviously, a lot of us that live in the US, we think, of course, our majority of our population's in the US. But if you're a Canadian blogger and the majority of your audience is US based, that's a benefit for you to be able to reach out to those US companies. You want to make sure that you have that on there so they can kind of see where it is. You also want to be able to find out what part of the country. Obviously, the larger states sometimes have a larger population of our readers for us, but you should know where your readers are, because when you're talking about brands, remember, they're geographic. So some are not on the West Coast, some are not on the East Coast, whatever it might be. And if your audience is primarily West Coast based, that's going to be an issue if you can't get the product. So make sure that you're paying attention to that when you're looking at your demographics. And you would do this right in Google Analytics. Very simple. There's a tab there that you'd be able to click on. to find out more information about your audience. You also want to put on there your reach as far as social media. Now, like I said, if you're a newer blogger and your social media is not quite there yet, but you're ready to reach out to brands, which is totally fine, because let's say you do tasty style videos, or you're a former newscaster and you have a podcast. So that might be something that you can play into. Make sure that you play to your strengths. But when you are putting on your social media numbers on there, you're going to put Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, obviously Instagram. If you have a large following on Snapchat, you would put on there that you're an early Snapchat adapter, or Periscope, whatever it might be. Make sure that you are also putting on there what it is that you do, okay? So when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about, are you looking for a sponsored post? Are you looking for a trip? Are you looking to do live streaming for them? I'm telling you, video is the wave of the future. If you can get yourself to get in front and live stream for a brand, the reach is just so much better, because Facebook wants you to be live streaming. So because of that, if you're able to get on there and do it yourself and then be doing it for a brand, they are going to look differently at that. I have definitely seen a difference since I've started adding that as part of what I offer in my proposals, as well as what I put on my media kit that I am able to offer the brand. So make sure that you are putting on there what it is that you can do for them. Now, with this, because we talked a little bit about this is obviously going to change, I highly recommend that you know how to create your own media kit, that you know how to edit it, because your social media could blow up overnight and you're going to want to be able to update it. You want to update it probably every quarter, if not every other month. If you can do it every month and you have all of a sudden a huge surge of new Pinterest followers, you want to have that updated information on your media kit. So you really want to know how to do that. And if you're not familiar with it, I do have a media kit video training that actually walks you through the tech side of being able to create your own media kit. I will link to that down below in the comments, so that if you wanted to take a look at that, you absolutely could. But I do feel that it's really important that you know how to edit it, especially when we're talking about a lifestyle blogger. If you're reaching out to different brands that fall within different categories, different niches, then you have to be able to take out bits and pieces of your media kit. You're going to take out the video. You may, or not the video, excuse me. You may take out the photographs that are there, the pictures. You also may even edit what it is that you do when we're talking about your elevator pitch up top. As far as the business owner and the business, you want to make it specific to that brand. So you have to know how to be able to edit it. So I will put the link to that in the comments for the media kit video training. Now, one of the things that most people are probably wondering right now is, where are the rates? Where are we putting down our prices? I don't put my rates on my media kit. I do not recommend that anyone put their rates on their media kit, because your rates should be fluctuating depending upon the brand. They should be changing based upon what it is that you're offering to them. So for me, what I actually recommend in my Working with Brands e-course is that you create a media kit and you have a proposal that is separate for the brand, a proposal that is specific to their needs, and that is where you're going to have your prices. So if you were wondering, well, where do my rates go? I don't put it on my media kit. I recommend that you do it in a separate proposal. Now, another question that always comes up is, when am I sending my media kit? Should I be having my media kit when I meet brands in person, like at a conference? Should I have a media kit sent with my initial pitch when the brand has no idea who I am? My recommendation is no to both of those. I don't feel that a media kit is necessary when you go to a conference, because they are meeting so many different people that are at a conference, they're never going to remember you. You're better off just handing them a card and hoping that they follow up with you via email. Your really best bet is to get their card. They're giving you the golden ticket to their email address to be able to send your initial pitch. Now, in the initial pitch, you want to, there's very specific elements that you're going to have. I actually have a 9-point pitch checklist that tells you what should be in your initial pitch. What should not be included is your media kit or a proposal. You're not talking money, and you're not talking, you can talk stats a little bit, but you're not going into such great lengths that they're thrown off by you. So I save the media kit as my call to action when I send my initial pitch. I always say at the end, I would love to send you my media kit and a proposal for your review. That's their call to action. They're either going to hit reply and say, sure, send me a media kit, which they often don't say, send me the proposal, but I always do. Or they're going to ignore it and you're going to follow up in 2 weeks. Because let's be honest, we are all busy. And unless the brand comes back and gives you a hard no, then continue to follow up with them, guys. I can't tell you how many emails are sitting in my inbox that haven't been responded to. But that's not because I'm not interested. It's because I don't have enough time. And these brands are the exact same way. You have to follow up with them. To be even more honest, the people that I end up working with are the people that follow up with me, because it's kind of, I get so many emails and so many pitches that if they don't follow up with me, it shows me that they weren't really that interested. Now, I'm not necessarily just talking brands. I'm also talking about when you are working with like contributors or whoever it might be. So if you are not getting a response after your first initial email, send another one. And then if you still don't hear back, send another one. You don't want to just give up. It is a numbers game and people are busy and they have a lot going on. So if you don't get a hard no, I continue to email. I continue to try to see if I have the right email address and continue to try to get into their inbox to get a reply from them. It's not pushy. I know we seem to think that it is because maybe 5 years ago, it would have looked as pushy. But with everything that we are exposed to nowadays, with social media on Facebook, Instagram, everything that comes through our inboxes, it's not pushy anymore, guys. It's just not. So don't get down on the numbers. Continue to reach out with those initial pitches and save your media kit and proposal for the follow-up, because that's your call to action. You give that away, you have no call to action. So save it, hold it, move on, right? Okay, so I will put in the comments the training for the converting media kit. So if you feel like you need more hands-on videos showing you specifically how to create your media kit and how to take out different elements that you can adapt it, that will be in the comments. And I will also put in there my Pitch Perfect challenge that we talked about. So if you haven't joined in on the Pitch Perfect challenge yet, you absolutely need to. It will walk you literally from finding the email address and finding the person that you need to send an email to all the way to actually sending it. So, all right, I will talk to you guys all soon. I appreciate you so much for taking the time to join me on this live training, and I will be back next week with even more. Talk soon. And we're still live on YouTube. Okay, where's the YouTube? Where's the YouTube? This is my favorite part about doing both.